So this Fr, which is equal to mu s into n, this is called as limiting frictional force. So this is the maximum value of the friction that one surface can offer to the other surface. So this is the maximum value of the frictional force. So this maximum value, it depends on the normal reaction. If you take mu s as a constant, okay. So if there is a change in normal reaction, this frictional force will either increase or it will decrease. Okay. So this is about the static friction. Then second definition is coefficient of kinetic friction. So this is represented as mu k. So mathematically it is given by mu k is equal to Fk divided by the normal reaction. So it is the ratio kinetic force of friction to the normal reaction. So where do we use such type of friction? That is called as a kinetic friction. So suppose a bicycle is moving with some velocity. So let us take this as a 10 meter per second. Okay. So suppose that bicycle is moving from A to B with the same velocity. Okay. As it reaches at point B, suddenly the rider applies the brake. Okay. So at this position, that is at point B, its velocity is same. It is 10 meter per second. But suddenly riders applies the brake. Okay. So once it applies the brake, the velocity will gradually decrease. Okay. And wheels will stop rotating. So in this condition, this bicycle, it will keep moving for some distance. Let us take it covers So at point B, the rider applies the brake. Okay, and suddenly wheels stop rotating. Okay. So the speed, it will gradually decrease. And at one point, it will become 0. So let us take at point C, the speed of the bicycle, it becomes 0. So between B to C, bicycle will cover some distance. So let us take this distance as a 5 meter. Okay. So between this point B to C, wheels are not rotating. Okay. But bicycle is slipping from point B to C. Okay. So between B to C, there will be one frictional force or force of opposition. So this force of opposition, it is for the dynamic motion. Okay. So this is represented as a kinetic force of friction. So it is applied on the object which is moving. So this force will act on this wheel. Okay. And it will be tangent to this wheel. So if you draw the free body diagram for that wheel, it will be like this. So this is the frictional force. So this is the Fk. This is the normal reaction. This is the weight of that bicycle along with the rider. So this is the W. Okay. So Fr in this case, it is equal to mu K into the normal reaction. Okay. And this force will be less than the maximum or the limiting frictional force, that is because of static friction. Okay. And this is represented as coefficient of kinetic friction is equal to the Fk divided by the normal reaction. Okay, so this is the static friction and the kinetic friction. So next point is why this friction is developed. Between the contact surfaces. So why friction is developed? So if you observe any two contact surfaces microscopically, so suppose we have one block of mass m. It is kept on one table. Okay, and suppose we apply some force F. Let us take this as a 1 Newton. Then immediately we cannot move this block by applying this 1 Newton. Okay, so if you apply 1 Newton force externally, then this surface will offer the opposite force, that is called as a frictional force. Okay, so this frictional force immediately it will become the 1 Newton. If you increase this force, if it becomes 2 Newton, it will also become 2 Newton. Okay, similarly, if you increase the external force, this frictional force will go on increasing, and there will be some limiting value. Okay, so after this maximum force, that is called as a limiting frictional force, if you further increase this external force, okay, then object will start moving. So this is called as a dynamic condition. So for the dynamic condition, the frictional force offered by the surface, which is called as a Fk, it is less than the static friction, that is called as a maximum friction. So this is called as maximum friction. So this is because of static condition. So why this friction is developed? So if you observe the contact surface under the microscope, okay, then you will observe the contact surface is not exactly flat. Okay, so it will have this structure. So this is the irregularity. So you can observe the peaks and valleys on this surface. So suppose this is the table, and similarly the surface of this block, it will have the similar structure. So this is the block. Okay, so this irregularity, they will cause the interlocking between the two objects. Okay, and because of this interlocking, if you apply some force F, then immediately this interlocking will offer the opposite reaction. So this opposite reaction is nothing but the frictional force, that is the Fr, or this is taken as the Fmax if there is a no motion in the static condition. Okay, and if the external force exceeds this limiting frictional force, then this object will be in the motion. Okay, so in the kinetic condition, when the object is moving, okay, this interlocking will offer the less reaction. Okay, so in the dynamic condition, you can observe this object or block is almost floating on the surface. So this is the condition when the object is moving. You can observe this gap. So it is almost floating. And in the static condition, there is a proper interlock. Okay. And therefore, in the static condition, we get the maximum frictional force. And in the kinetic condition, as the object is almost floating on the other surface, okay, so we will get the less frictional force. So that frictional force is Fk, which is less than the Fmax. Okay, so I hope this difference is clear between the kinetic friction and the static friction. And what is the reason of friction? It is the interlocking between the two objects because of the irregularity of the surfaces. Okay, so now we will see the laws of friction. So first law for the friction. The frictional force is always tangential to the contact surface. And it acts opposite to the direction of impending motion. It acts opposite to the direction of the impending motion. So what is meaning of impending motion? Impending motion means if the object starts moving because of the external forces, then it shows the direction of the motion. So suppose the block is kept on this horizontal surface and we apply some force F. Okay, so because of this force F, if the object starts moving, then the possible direction, it is towards the right direction. Okay, so this right direction is nothing but the impending motion direction. So impending motion is nothing but the possibility of the motion. So motion will starts on the right side. Suppose we apply some force in the negative x side. Okay, so if you remove this force and if you apply the force on the negative side, then impending motion of the object, it will be on the negative x side. Okay, so first law is friction force is always tangential to the contact surface and it acts opposite to the direction of the impending motion. Okay, so suppose we take one spherical object like this. And suppose we apply force F in the horizontal direction, then friction force will be opposite to the impending motion. So this is the frictional force, and it will be tangential to the surface. Okay. Now the second law is the value of frictional force F increases as the applied disturbing force increases till it reaches the limiting value of F max. So the value of the frictional force increases as we increase the external force till it reaches to the limiting value F max. At this limiting stage, the body is on the verge of motion. Okay. So what is meaning of the second law? The value of the frictional force increases as we increase the external force till that value reaches the limiting frictional value, that is the F max. At this limiting stage, the body is on the verge of the motion. Okay. So just we have seen the graph of the external force and the frictional force. So this is the graph. So here y-axis is the frictional force and x-axis is the external force. So if the object is kept on one surface like this, and we apply some external force in this direction, so this is the external force F, this surface will offer the opposite force, that is the frictional force. So this is the Fr. Okay. So suppose we increase the external force from 0, 1 Newton, 2 Newton, 3 Newton, 4 Newton. Okay. Similarly, frictional force will also increase. So it will become 1 Newton for 1 Newton. If it is 2 Newton, it will become 2 Newton. So similarly, we will observe the directly proportionality up to some limiting value. Okay. So this is called as the limiting frictional force. So suppose that limiting frictional force is represented as the F max. And beyond this point, this surface, okay, will not offer the frictional force beyond the maximum force. Okay. So after this, object will start moving. And as the object start moving, suddenly the frictional force offered by the surface, it will immediately decrease. And this will become the kinetic friction. Okay. So kinetic friction is always less than the limiting frictional force. So at the limiting frictional force, from this graph, we can observe the left side is the static condition. So object is not moving up to this limiting value. Okay. After this limiting value, suddenly object will start moving. So this is the motion or the kinetic condition. So what is meaning of the second law? The value of frictional force increases as we increase the external force till it reaches the limiting value, means this value, F max. At this limiting stage, body is on the verge of motion. So what is meaning of verge of motion? Verge of motion means after this force, so this is the limiting frictional force F max. If you slightly increase the force, then suddenly this object will start moving. Okay. Before this F max, object is stationary. So this is the limiting condition for the object to remain in the static condition, and that is called as a verge of motion. Okay, verge of motion means after that limiting force, suddenly object will start moving. So this is the second law. So I hope this law is clear. Then third law is the ratio of limiting frictional force F max and the normal reaction N is always constant, and it is referred as a coefficient of static friction. So ratio of the limiting frictional force that is the F max and the normal reaction is always constant, and it is referred as the coefficient of static friction. So it is nothing but the mu s, that is equal to F max divided by the normal reaction. So we have already seen this definition. Then fourth law is for the bodies in motion, the frictional force developed Fk is less than the limiting frictional force, and the ratio Fk and the normal reaction is constant. So for the bodies in the motion, the frictional force developed is less than the limiting frictional force, that is the F max. So this frictional force developed is nothing but the Fk, that is a kinetic friction. It is less than the static friction, and the ratio Fk and normal reaction is constant, and that is nothing but the mu k, coefficient of kinetic friction. So mu k is equal to Fk divided by the normal reaction. Okay, and the fifth law is the frictional force F generated between the two rubbing surfaces is independent on the contact area. So frictional force is independent of the contact area. Okay, so these are the 5 laws for the friction.